Sir, this is right up your alley here, too. This guy, you're going to drag Jack Smith in there to testify. You think you're going to get anything good out of it?
Well, I'm sure he's going to be very calculated in how he answers questions. The best Democrat witnesses are usually hard to pin down, but there's so much liability with Jack Smith. I mean, he abused his power. I've always been a critic of special counsels and special prosecutors. So hopefully that what happens in the committee will lead to a precedent and we can avoid that disaster from ever happening again.
Yeah. I want to get this a little bit more breaking news from DHS today. The department obtaining credible intelligence now that indicating that Mexican criminals in coordination with domestic extremist groups here in America on U.S. soil is placing targeted bounties on ICE and CBP agents, instructing certain gangs like the Latin Kings to monitor, harass, and even assassinate federal agents. Are you kidding me? No wonder he wants the National Guard.
Yeah, I've been concerned about this. We know how the Mexican cartel operate. We know how some of these extremist groups operate. We know how groups in the United States that have come into this country illegally. They've made a presence here. They've done nothing but stir up chaos and tried to disrupt. We know that all the pieces are there for a disaster like this. So hopefully we won't see anything like this happen. Hopefully our federal government's on top of it and we'll quash anything before it happens. But it's a real concern. And I think that most of the ICE agents know that it's a concern and they're having to watch their back in addition to doing their job of trying to rid our streets of the criminal illegals.
Yeah, and obviously as the shutdown continues to go, Congress, you guys are still getting paid, but President Trump has now figured out a way to pay the U.S. military. This is like the number one thing because you got an E4, E5 supporting a family. Yep. They make what, $1,800 a paycheck, right. $1,600. He figured this out. How the heck did he do this?
Well, he's shuffling money around. They're finding savings in other areas. This is all part of what the objective of DOGE was supposed to be. So I applaud the president. The president is showing real leadership. His team, Russell Vought and those guys are doing a great job when the Democrats in Congress have failed to do their job. The one job, if you broke the responsibility of Congress down to one thing, it would be to fund the government. And the Democrats are refusing to do that. It's not that they can't do it. They're refusing to do it for one reason. The reason at the end of the day is to try to hurt Donald Trump. The Trump derangement syndrome, they think that if the government shut down, the American people are going to turn on the Republicans. I think the American people are seeing that the Democrats have voted for a continuing resolution countless times over the past decade. Now the roles are reversed and Trump's president, and they're trying to get their members to stick together to keep the government shut down. I hope the president can continue to find creative ways to pay the essential government employees, and I hope that he can find ways to get rid of the non-essential government employees. There are so many government employees that maybe when their job was created decades ago, it was of a good purpose for the American taxpayer, but now that's not the case, and I think this is an opportunity for President Trump to downsize the federal government, and I support that, and I hope that he takes advantage of it. But I applaud the fact that he's come up with the money to find the money to pay our troops, because that's the most important priority of them all in the shutdown.
Well, now you've got 13 agencies that govern the same. It's like the Department of Redundancy Department. You could slash half the government. Right. I could care less. But have you seen, before I let you go, have you seen any cracks in any Democrats that are like, man, we are really kind of taking the heat for this one. It's clearly our fault. Like, is there a rational Democrat left other than the original 3 or 4 that voted for this in the Senate the first time, the clean CR?
You can count the rational Democrats on one hand, but I'll tell you what the Democrats are thinking. The ones that are in cycle next year in states that are going to be competitive, they're sweating. They're sweating because they know that the American people aren't buying what Chuck Schumer's selling. They know that the Democrats have voted dozens of times for a continuing resolution to keep the government open. And now the Democrats are showing their full hypocrisy. And it's for one reason and one reason only, and that's to hurt Donald Trump. They are playing politics with the federal government. At the end of the day, they talk about all the people they care about on government assistance and the federal employees. They don't care. They only care about one thing, scoring political points against Donald Trump. And I don't think it's working. And I think the Democrats who are in cycle next year are starting to sweat.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.